All right, let's talk about financial freedom. Not the risky bet the farm kind, but a proven low-risk playbook from investor Mohnish Pabrai. This is a plan for anyone who feels stuck and is ready for a change. So let's dive right in. So where does this playbook even begin? Well, it starts by tackling a massive problem. Get this, a staggering 85% of workers around the world are disengaged from their jobs. They're not invested, they're not happy. And Pabrai argues this isn't just a career problem, it's a life problem. So what's the alternative at time? We're all taught the same thing, right? Starting a business is the riskiest thing you can do. Well, Pabrai flips that entire idea on its head. He says that real entrepreneurs, the successful ones, do everything they possibly can to minimize risk, often getting it damn near zero. The big question is how? The answer lies in using a specific set of frameworks for thinking, what Pabrai calls mental models. And he says that when you learn how to use these, something pretty amazing happens. 1 plus 1 no longer equals 2, it equals 11. Okay, so what exactly is a mental model? It's really just a framework, a tool in your thinking toolbox that helps you understand the world and make much better decisions. And the first tool Pabrai gives us is surprisingly simple. It's called cloning. Now, we're all taught that to succeed in business, you need some brilliant, revolutionary new idea. Pabrai says that is completely wrong. In fact, he argues that if you simply become a great cloner, you are instantly 90% ahead of pretty much everyone else. And just in case you think this is some fringe theory, look at these names. We're talking about titans of industry. Bill Gates didn't invent the word processor or the spreadsheet. He cloned what WordPerfect and Lotus were doing and made it better. Sam Walton flat out admitted he had no original ideas. He just cloned what Sears and Kmart were doing. And Howard Schultz, he brilliantly cloned the Italian coffee shop experience and gave us Starbucks. They were all master cloners. This idea of low-risk business leads us straight to the heart of Pabrai's whole philosophy, a concept he calls the Dhandho method. It's a word from Gujarat, India, that basically describes a way of doing business where your downside is practically non-existent. The entire Dhandho philosophy can be boiled down to one simple, powerful phrase. Heads a win, tails I don't lose much. Just imagine a coin toss where you can only win or break even. That's the game you want to be playing. Let's see this in the real world. Sir Richard Branson wanted to start an airline, but he had zero cash for a 150 million plane. So what did he do? He just relentlessly called Boeing about 30 times until they finally agreed to lease him a used 747 that was just sitting on the tarmac. Just like that, he launched Virgin Atlantic with zero capital and zero risk. And this applies to moves that seem incredibly risky too. When Bill Gates left Harvard, I'm sure everyone thought he was crazy. But what was his actual risk? He came from a well-off family, and he could always go back and finish his degree. His real downside was, effectively, heads I win, tails I don't lose much. Pabrai even did this himself. When he started his first company, he didn't quit his 9 to 5. He gave himself what he called one free shot. If the business failed, he could walk right back into his old job. Or his bosses literally told him they'd hire him back with a promotion. Heads, he wins. Tails, he doesn't lose a thing. Okay, so that's the philosophy. It sounds great in theory, but how do you actually execute it? Well, Pabrai lays out a practical plan you can start working on in the next 9 months. Here's the 3-step plan. First, keep your day job. Do not turn off your main source of cash. Second, and this is key, you start operating at what Pabrai calls a just above firing level. You do enough to not get fired, but you save your best energy. Because third, you're going to reallocate all of that saved time and passion into your new venture. So what does this reallocation really look like? We all get 168 hours a week. Sleep in your day job. Those hours stay the same. But look at the shift. Your free time drops to zero. You find ways to trim chores and your commute. And suddenly, bam, you've manufactured a massive 46 hours a week to pour straight into your startup. But here's the critical litmus test. This can't be fueled by discipline alone. Your startup idea has to be genuinely more exciting than your free time. If booting up Netflix still feels more appealing than booting up your business plan, you haven't found the right idea yet. It has to pull you in. Okay, so let's say you've used the Dhandho method and you've launched your business. What's next? Playbook now shifts to the second half of the equation, creating long-term generational wealth through smart investing. And for this, Pabrai introduces another super powerful mental model, the Rule of 72. It's a simple hack to estimate how long it'll take for your money to double. You just divide 72 by your annual interest rate. So if you're getting a 10% return, your money doubles every 7.2 years. Easy as that. To understand the mind-bending power of compounding, you have to hear this story. In 1623, Dutch settlers bought Manhattan for about $23. If that 23 had been invested at just a 7% annual return, by 23 it would have grown to $23 trillion. That's more than the entire island is worth today. That is the magic of time and compounding. So what does this mean for your investing playbook? It's incredibly simple. Start as young as you possibly can to give yourself the longest runway. Live by the iron rule of spending less than you earn. And crucially, save your first dollar, not your last one. Pay yourself first. Then put that money into a broad, low-cost index fund like the S&P 500 and just let time do the heavy lifting for you. This brings us to the final, and maybe the most important question of all. After the cloning, the Dhandho method, and the investing, what is it all for? According to Pabrai, it all comes down to one thing: finding your music. This is where Pabrai completely reframes the whole concept of risk. He says the biggest risk of a 9-to-5 isn't financial. It's not about getting laid off. The real risk is that you live your entire life and never get to share your unique gift with the world, that you don't get your music out. And that's the ultimate goal here. The strategies, the models, the plans, they aren't just about making money, they are tools. They're tools designed to buy you the freedom to pursue what you are truly passionate about and to bring that value, your music, into the world. So the playbook is ready, the strategies are proven, and they're designed to take the risk right out of the equation. All the pages are there for you to use. So the only question left is,